Welcome to the Louisiana Superdome for the Class 4A State High School Football Championship game, the Crowley Gents and the John Curtis Patriots. Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Matson, along with Renee Nato for the Gatorade Superdome Classic, the Class 4A Championship game, and this one's going to match up two real fine football teams.
Two teams that are ready to play, and they have some big-time players. We're going to talk about them in just a second.
Well, let's talk about Crowley first of all. They're coming in here with 11 straight wins. They're 12-2. You wouldn't think at the beginning of the year that they would be here, but with 11 straight wins, they're on a roll.
One guy you're going to hear his name quite often is number 87, Joe DiMaggio. And don't be surprised by his size. The tight end can get up the field. He'll get deep and stretch that defense from time to time.
Of course, that DiMaggio is spelled the old Cajun way. It is not the Joe D that we knew from New York City. It's a DiMaggio from Louisiana. How about some other folks on this football team?
Nick Dugas, he's the quarterback and only a sophomore, but as a freshman, he was a district hurdles champion. If you want to compare him athletically, you may remember Brian Mitchell played at USL, plays for the Redskins, and Kevin Falk plays at LSU. Athletically, he compares.
They've got a big challenge going up against the Patriots of John Curtis, J.T. Curtis, the winningest coach in Louisiana high school football history. So we talked to Lewis Cook, the Gents head coach, and asked him what would be the keys to this victory.
Well, number one, we've got to stop the run. We know they're going to come at us. They're big up front, two really good running backs and quarterbacks, excellent. They execute so well. They don't make many mistakes. They're not going to beat themselves. And then we got to find a way to run the ball ourselves. They've been real stingy, you know, in the last 3 weeks in the playoffs. 2 shutouts and then 2 short drives by Hammond for scores. So nobody's taken it and driven it down the field on them. So that's a challenge in itself right there. But if we can mount some offense, get our defense some rest, play some field position with them, you know, I think it's going to be a heck of a game.
And, of course, his counterpart is J.T. Curtis of the Patriots, the winningest coach in state high school football history, 12 state titles, and the Curtis Patriots are loaded again.
They have some bullets in the rifle, and it starts with the quarterback, Kirk Walters, who's the son of Saints wide receiver coach Steve Walters. And Kirk is a quarterback in that mold, a big, tall, rangy guy, 6'4", 200 pounds, and he's dangerous when he breaks contain. The Patriots don't throw the ball much, but he'll kill you with that knick-knack pass, and he has the arm to go long range if he needs to.
How about some other people to look for in that offense or defense?
Well, Jason Howard, number 17, he's the free safety, and he's one of the best athletes to come through the Patriot program. He can play safety or cornerback on the next level, and he will play there, but he'll play that center field position for the Patriots, and quite an athlete, Jason Howard. Listen for him this afternoon.
They've beaten Hammond, which was an undefeated team when they played them, so Curtis is very experienced against big teams and against very good football teams. But we still ask J.T. Curtis, what would be the keys to this ball game?
We've got to eliminate turnovers, and if we can do that, then I think it puts our defense in a good position. We've got to do well in the kicking game. If you don't do well in the kicking game, you're going to put a team like Crowley with their explosive offense in good field position and short the field, and that puts your defense behind the sticks, so you don't need to do that. And then I think if we can control the ball a little bit, we need to pound at them a little bit, hopefully be able to control the ball and keep that explosive offense and Dugas and company on the sideline.
Well, it's easy to talk about it. They got to do it down there on the field, and I know they're fired up, and we are too.
Oh, I can't wait. Let's get started, Larry.
And we'll do that in just a moment. Stay with us. It's the 4A State Championship Classic right here from the Superdome.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. The Louisiana High School Athletic Association and the Superdome welcome you to the 16th year of state final championship football. Meeting in the center of the field for the toss of the coin, the respective captains for the Crowley Gents and the John Curtis Patriots, along with the graduating seniors for both schools. The official for tonight's game, your referee is Fred Johnson. Your umpire is Jim Bird. Your back judge is Larry Pimento. Your field judge is Darrell Bales. Your head lineman is Rick Bales. Your line judge is your clock operator is Ken Smallwood. These officials are from the Shreveport Association.
Good game, guys. Congratulations for being here. We're going to have fun, all right? Crowley, you're the visiting team. I'm going to toss the coin in the air, call it in the air. Whatever he calls, number 3, I want you to repeat it. I'm going to catch the coin. If I drop it, I toss it again. Call in there. Heads he called. It's heads. You won the toss. Won the throw. runs the toss, and they'll defer. Good luck to you, man.
John Curtis will receive. Crowley will defend the north end zone.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the LHSA Class 4A Gatorade Superdome Classic. Tonight's matchup, first the visiting team from District 4A with an overall record of 12-2, the Crowley Gents. And the home team from District 9-4A with a record of 13-0, the John Curtis Patriots. Would everyone please rise for the playing of the national anthem to be performed by Miss Lydia Curtis, accompanied by the John Curtis Christian Colonial Regiment, directed by Mr. Hezekiah Brinson. Now for your attention, at midfield for the presentation of the 1996 LHSAA Sports Care Coaches Award, representing Sports Care, Mr. Chad Groscup of Methodist Hospital in New Orleans, and Mr. Michael Gallagher of Our Lady of Lourdes Hospital in Lafayette. The first award, the 1996 Coaches Award, to Crowley head coach Louis Cook. The next award, 1996 Sports Care Coaches Award, to John Curtis head coach J.T. Curtis. The LHSAA thanks Sports Care, the official healthcare network of the LHSAA. Are you ready to rumble?
We are ready for action in the Superdome, and it'll be Crowley against John Curtis, the District 4 champion against the District 9 champion. Crowley will be kicking off from our left to our right. Scott Carboni, the kickoff man. Deep for the Patriots We're expecting to see Glenn Weber, number 21, Jonathan Wells, 22, Brad Corcoran, 20, and possibly even Aaron Pierce back there as you have a split screen of the two head coaches. The winningest coach in high school history in Louisiana on the right side, and a guy with the Crowley Gents on the left side that left for a while to be an assistant at USL. This is his second stint with Crowley, and he has been there. He's been in the title game back in 1991. They won the 3A title in 1989. They are experienced. They know what it's all about. It's going to be exciting. Here's the kick. It is not long. It'll be taken by an up back at the 13-yard line and running it out for the 25 and maybe the 27-yard line was Glenn Weber. And we are underway at the 25-yard line, or actually about the 28. It'll be 1st and 10.
They set the tone right early, Larry, on that special teams play, and a really tenacious tackling by the Gents as they converged on Weber and really set the tone defensively. We'll see how Curtis reacts.
Well, Curtis beat an undefeated Hammond team 28-14. In fact, Coach Carmen Moore's team, that was their only loss, 13-1 for the year. They played before big crowds before, 8,000 at E.J. Joe Yeti Stadium. So this is another big crowd game, and a handoff to the right side up to about the 30-yard line, a gain of only 2 yards.
They test the right side of the line. Curtis has Woodward and Cunningham some beef on the right side, and it'll be interesting to see how these two lines match up.
This is the offensive unit for John Curtis, the interior line with Gamel, Cunningham, Holloway, Harris, and Woodard, and boy, they're big with Gamel and Cunningham. The quarterback is Walters. Corcoran is the halfback along with Wells, and then you've got Ostermeyer, Curl, and Pell as the possible receiving corps. Split backs, wideouts left and right. It's a pro set offense. Handoff. Well, looks like he faked the handoff, and Kirk Walters kept it. May have gotten a yard, and that is all. Kirk is a big guy. In fact, he's bigger than his dad. His dad's a Saints coach. It'll be 3rd down. And it'll be about 7. We'll take a look at the Crowley Gents defense of 4-3 in just a moment. Good crowd on hand here in the Dome. Crowley on an 11-game winning streak. John Curtis, JT, celebrated his 50th victory with that playoff that he was going to near. There's a nice handoff on the left side, but nothing going for number 22, Jonathan Wells. 3 different backs have carried, and they haven't gotten much. It'll be 4th and about 6, maybe a yard carry there, so they've had a 2-yard gain and 2 1-yard gains. Here's the defense for Crowley, a 4-man front and a 4-3. You've got Martin, So, McSeal, Lejeune, and Wilson. Corey Jones and A.J. Richard are the outside linebackers. And the defensive backs, Carboni, Wildridge, Morgan, and Wildridge. The 2 Wildridges are actually cousins. We'll tell you more about them in a moment. Here's the punt. It'll hit at the 38. It'll bounce high at the 30 and get a nice roll down inside the 25 and continues to roll a Curtis bounce all the way down to the 18-yard line. That ball had more bounce in it than it did air.
About a 48, 49-yard punt there, Larry. Got a nice roll and excellent punt by Grant.
And we are ready now to take a look at the offense for Crowley. Interior line, Petrie, Omeray, Broussard, Bellot, Augustus. You got Dugas, the quarterback, and it's spelled D-U-G-U-S, or A-S rather. And then Phillips, Broussard, there's the Wildridge again, another Wildridge. It looks like DiMaggio. It doesn't look like DiMaggio, but it's pronounced DiMaggio. We'll tell you about that in a moment. A handoff left side, and then Curtis D really coming up strong on the Crowley running back, and not much room there at all. Boy, I'll tell you what, they came up in a hurry for Bill Phillips.
That was Valoria coming up, and you see his number 98 quite a bit. Valoria is he has instincts, and he's in the mold of a Michael Stonebreaker. Same type of player, only a junior, 6 feet 220, 4'6", 540, but he's one of those linebackers like a bad train wreck when he makes a collision.
We're going to call that a -1. It says 2nd and 10 on the board, but it's more like 2nd and 11. We'll talk about that defense in just a moment, a little bit more. A man in motion. And now the handoff on the right side and maybe a yard or 2. Boy, the defenses are coming alive here in the early going as each team trying to feel each other out. Walter Sampson on the carry there. And Walter might have gotten out to about the 27-yard line, which would be back to the original line of scrimmage, so we'll give him a yard. And here's the defense. LaBella, Johnson, Curtis, Goodwin, and Cochran Valoria and Keeper, the inside linebackers, against this 52. And the defensive secondary, Arline, Timms, Guthrie, and Howard. We're going to give him 2 yards for Sampson because it's actually about 3rd down and 9 now. And now they're saying 3rd and 8, but boy, it's a long 8. Rolling to his right, the sophomore quarterback throws, and that's DiMaggio who makes the catch and gets it up to about the 35-yard line.
It's not going to be enough for a first down, but DiMaggio shows you what kind of range he has. 6'5", 245. Negotiates the 40 in a 4'7", Larry, and size, acrobatic, intelligent. He's a basketball player, the total package. And you can see as Dugas rolls out right here, finds his mark. Not an easy catch to make. He stays with it. Great concentration. And DiMaggio had a 48-yard touchdown reception against West Washita in the playoffs.
Now they'll be punting. And this is Scott Carboni, the punter. The kick is away. It's a low line drive kick that's going to bounce and roll, and they're going to let it die out at around the 32-yard line.
Corey Jones downed it for the Jets, and the Pats will set up shop at their own 31-yard line.
Well, you kind of expect this in a championship game. Each team kind of feel each other's lines out, see what's happening. Nothing fancy from either team, just straight ahead running the football. Both teams would like to establish the run in this ball game. Now it's the second time around. We'll check it out. See what happens here, what might change. 12 state titles under J.C. Curtis, 312 victories. The Patriots with the ball, 1st down and 10. Walters to throw. Got a reception to the 40, 45-yard line and out of bounds on the sideline, and that's number 22, Jonathan Wells, with the catch.
He's the fullback, good hands, and Kirk Walters, a right-handed passer, he actually throws better rolling to his left across the bow, and nice little shot to Jonathan Wells at the 6'2", 220 junior. Scoots up the field for a nice gain and a 1st down.
We'll call it 19 yards on that one, and that's the first pass of the ball game, and it's been effective after they tried to establish the run. From the 49-yard line, straight ahead run down to the 45-yard line. And that would be Brad Corcoran, the 6'1", 220-pound senior.
Corcoran, he's going to be a fullback in college, 6'1", 220. He has exceeded the 1,000-yard barrier on the ground for the Patriots. Scoots through a nice hole made by the interior line, Cunningham, Holloway, and Harris. And a lot of schools are looking at Corcoran, LSU, Tulane, Alabama, and Nebraska. Brad's got 11 touchdown runs on the 1996 campaign.
2nd down and 5 from the 45-yard line. Tightly split backfield now, and the quarterback faking and throwing a ball that was deflected, I think, and now intercepted at the 35, the 40, and after the 42-yard line. That ball had a terrible wobble to it. Looked like he may have been hit as he threw, or the ball was deflected and intercepted, and a big interception it is for Jerome Bias, number 7.
Yeah, he's a free safety, tall, rangy, 6'2", 185, covers the whole field, and he just happened to be at the right spot. You see Walters' pass was deflected at the line right there. Looks like James Martin got a big hand on it, a big paw, and Bias comes up with a first turnover, goes to the Gents, and they have the ball at their own 43-yard line, and see if they can capitalize on this miscue.
Walters now 1 out of 2 with an interception and completion, so he's throwing 2 completions, but 1 to each team. It is now 1st down and 10, and a straight ahead play here. Didn't get much, maybe a yard or 2 at best as they unravel that pile up. Looked like Bill Phillips again carrying the football. He had a -1 in his first carry. This one he gets out to the 40, almost the 46, will give him 2 yards on the carry, so he's up to a +1 now with 2 carries.
Watch Dugas, he's dangerous with the ball. He'll run a little bit. He's comparable to Kevin Falk and Brian Mitchell, 4'5" speed, a gifted athletic competitor. He'll beat you with his arm or his feet.
Man in motion, twisting and throwing out to the man in motion, a complete 45, 50, 45 to the 43-yard line. That'll be enough for a 1st down. That's about a 10-yard pickup to Marcus Wilridge.
And Wilridge, he gets out there in the open, and Dugas hits him on the island, and he can make people miss. He's quite athletic, good speed, 4.55. He's got 33 catches for 4 touchdowns on the season and 710 yards, and a 6-foot product, as you alluded to, Larry. He's got a cousin, Wayne, doubles up with him at wide receiver.
Well, Marcus has been recruited by USL, Northeastern Louisiana Tech, and possibly Louisville, I've been told.
That's right.
Here we go with a 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Quick drop, toss to the right. Wilridge again, complete. Down to the 40. Nice move, and down to the 36-yard line, almost the 35. And that's about a 7-yard pickup. And Dugas now is 3 for 3 for 24 yards.
And Wilridge, this is a nice hookup right here to Woolridge. Nearly drops it, but he holds on, finds the, and scoots up the field. Very adept at running, ducks over a clothesline tackle by Times. Gets up close to a 1st down. It's his 2nd and about 1.5 yards to go.
2nd down and a long yard and a handoff left side, big hole, 1st down and more, 25, 20, down to the 19-yard line goes Walter Sampson.
Sampson is a tall drink of water, 6'4", 205, just a junior. Outstanding skills, and he blows through a hole as Bellad, Broussard, and Amore blow a gaping hole in the Curtis defense. And just that quickly, the Jets are showing you why they're in the championship game. He comes through good vision right here. Got through a hole. The linebackers just left there, and they were shooting, like they may have been shooting a gap, but good vision by the running back.
High backs now on 1st down. The quarterback will keep it. Dugas on a fake handoff and keeper down inside the 10. Looks like he may have even got enough for the 1st down, and he did. They've marked it down inside the, well, right at the 9-yard line. They may have to measure. He may have just been short.
And now they're testing the Patriots.
Right, they're going to say 2nd down and 1 with a 9-yard pickup from the sophomore Dugas. To give you an idea, the Patriots beat North Shore 63-12 in the playoffs. St. Martinville 27-0. Broadmoor they shut out 48-0. This is a good defensive team, and yet right now Crowley is moving the football. High back on 2nd and short inside the 10. Tackled right away as he got the snap. A big defensive play up front. No question about that big play, and it was made by Vic Valoria, a junior linebacker that lined up inside that time, 6'1", 230-pounder.
And he shot the gap on the snap of the ball and came through hard on a blitz, and Valoria makes some big-time tackles, none bigger than the one he just made, stopping, getting a 3rd down and about 2 situation now, and changing the complexion because Dugas, he gets on the outside and he'll kill you.
The ball just outside the 10 now on 3rd and a short 3 or a long 2. Faking the handoff, play action pass, touchdown DiMaggio. An 11-yard scoring strike for Dugas. He is now 4 for 4 passing in this drive for 35 yards, and the touchdown goes to DiMaggio at 6-0 Crowley.
It was just a shot, just drop back, and just a post drop right here by DiMaggio, and he beats Jeff Bordelon, just a mismatch. Bordelon 6 feet, 170, and DiMaggio 6'5", 245. Dugas shows his accuracy and arm strength, and DiMaggio shows why he's being so closely recruited by a number of schools. We'll talk about that, but the Gents jump on top, 6-0.
And a nice drive here after getting the punt, and there's the boot, and it is good. It's 7-0 Crowley here in the 1st quarter of play against John Curtis. This Crowley crowd happy here in the Dome. It's a good crowd on hand for this 4A state championship battle. We'll take a timeout with Crowley leading it 7-0. The Gents, the gentlemen, I guess. Not Pete Gent, right? Remember him?
I do, Dallas Cowboys. I wasn't around. I'm not that old, Larry. I've heard about him.
Here we go. All right. Jonathan Wells will be deep as that man right there prepares to kick off. Number 9, Scott Carboni. Carboni, a senior at 5'11", 200. Crowley has booted it now, and it's down to about the 7. Dropped for a moment down to the 2-yard line, and this is Wells trying to bring it back out. Or was it Wells? Yeah, he was, and he's out to about the 17-yard line.
I think that was Aaron Pierce may have returned that.
Was it 32? It was 32. Aaron Pierce 32, not Wells 22.
He returned a punt for a touchdown last week in the big win, so he's dangerous. And he comes in and spells Corcoran and Wells from time to time.
Here's Kirk Walters, one of the team captains, 6'4", 200-pound senior. He is really a nice young man. I've known Kirk for a number of years now because of the son of Steve Walters. I've seen him at church a few times. The few times I was there, I think he's there every time. There's a handoff inside up to about the 20-yard line. Trying to get some running room. Patriots sticking with that ground game here with Brad Corcoran, and he looks like he got it up to the 20-yard line, a gain of 2.
Good push by the offensive line. Kirk Walters, the thing about the Patriot quarterbacking situation, good look at him, is when a Curtis quarterback steps up to the line of scrimmage, Larry, he has 3 or 4 option plays he just checks off, and Kirk checks off about 50% of the time. So once he views the defense, he checks off and calls his own play at the line of scrimmage.
The close set, and now a penalty flag will be thrown in the air. And we'll get the official call here from the referee.
Dead ball, false start, offense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
So with that penalty, it's going to be moved back now, and there it is to the 15-yard line. There's a good coach, or a good shot of the coach, John Curtis. Good coach, too, for that matter. All-time winningest coach, 312 wins. Celebrated his 50th victory with another win this year in the playoffs to get him here to the Superdome. There's a good shot of Kirk Walters. 7-0 Crowley. Hand off up the middle. Nice juke move and a move out, and that is Aaron Pierce. As you mentioned, he does spell both Wells and Corcoran, and did that time with a nice run. That's the biggest gain of the day on the ground for the Curtis Patriots out to the 24-yard line.
And the thing about Pierce is he gives you a different dimension. You got those 2 power backs in Corcoran and Wells. He's that water bug, that jitterbug type of running back. And for the Curtis Patriot fans, if you remember Randy Brown, the baseball football athlete, went on to Mississippi State. He's a lot like Randy Brown, the same type of style. 5'9", 175. He'll make you miss in the open field.
3rd down and 4 from the 24, trying to go with the run on the right side and didn't get anywhere. That time Pierce from the 24-yard line, but flags are down on the backfield and the line of scrimmage. He got back maybe to the line of scrimmage. Here's a dead ball.
Offense, 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
It'll be a replay of the down then. That's 2 penalties for 10 yards now for the Patriots. That's something that John Curtis is not happy with, but in this case, it was kind of a break.
Well, it is, and in fact, this is very uncharacteristic of both of these teams. They don't get penalized very much, but I tell you, that Curtis offense is facing a very stiff 4-3 defense by the Gents, and they're loaded with some outstanding athletes, and we'll talk about them as the game
Well, they beat Salmon 32-22, the 2-time defending champions, Spartans, and now here we go on 3rd down. Rolling and running with the football, the quarterback, Kirk Walters, gets enough for the first down. He goes from the 19 all the way out to the 33-yard line.
Great play, and Walters shows that he can negotiate with that 4.7 speed, a big target at 6'4", 200. Found himself out in the open, Larry, which doesn't happen very often, but Kirk knows how to use his feet and move the chains.
He's able to wrap that ball up and protect it too. Now from the 33, first down, a quick handoff on the right side, just a straight ahead hitter. There's the old dive play, and once again, it's Brad Corcoran carrying the football this time. He got about 8 yards on that carry straight ahead. They're starting to come around now with the running game.
Corcoran with great leg strength and great upper body strength. He averages 6.5 yards per tote. Every time he touches the ball, looks at a second in about 1 situation, so a great first down carry by Brad Corcoran.
They're saying 2nd and 1 on the scoreboard. I think it's closer to 2, but probably officially 1. And here's a handoff left side, and not much running room this time for Brad Corcoran. That he may have lost a yard and did.
Richard splitting the blockers, coming in from his outside linebacker position. Real quick, good athlete. 4.6 speed, shoots from the outside and made the tackle, and got tackled Corcoran in his tracks before he got started, and we were approaching the end of the first quarter.
Down to 18 seconds and counting on a 3rd down and 2 at the 40, almost the 41-yard line. One wide out right, one wide out left. Handoff straight ahead, right side. Again, it is going to be Aaron Pierce, and he'll get it out to the 35-yard line, and that's a gain of about 4 and a first down.
As we come to the end of the first quarter.
No score for Curtis, but a touchdown for Crowley at the end of one period of play. We have a 7-0 lead by the Gents over the Patriots. The Patriots, well represented. I'll tell you, that's one thing I have noticed in state championship games. The teams that make it to the finals not only have good coaching, but they've got tremendous support from their schools by the fans and families.
Every team here today has done just that, and Crowley and Curtis are no exceptions to the rule. And I guess Curtis being the local team as such, they're going to have a lot of local following, but Crowley has really brought a lot of people down here from Cajun country. Well,
the principal, Eric Stutz, and Larry Manguno should be complimented on their schools. And here's a play-action pass. Walters throwing, right side, incomplete, trying to go to that sideline and trying to hit a receiver in Curl.
Rocky Curl, a 6'2", 225 tight end, good hands. He'll probably be an H-back in college. He's in the same mold of a Steve Clark, who came from Curtis, went to Texas, and a Mike Lilly. But that's Bill Curl's son from the Superdome, and so you local fans may know Rocky Curl. And Rocky's done an outstanding job. He will be playing at the next level. Tulane, LSU, Northwest Louisiana, Northeast, and McNeese are among the suitors for Rocky Curl.
Second down and 10 from the 45-yard line. This is Walters again, the quarterback. And he'll get it up to the midfield stripe, which will be about a 5-yard pickup. And that gives him 20 yards now on 3 carries.
Kirk done a good job once again. Good read on that option, and the quarterback needs to make good decisions on the option. You need a smart guy with his hands on the ball, and Kurt has done a good job. You know, the Patriots don't pass very much, about 5 to 7 times a game. They've thrown it about 3 times thus far, Larry, I believe. So they may be opening up a little bit more in this contest, trailing 7-0.
Yeah, they've had an incompletion, an interception, and a 19-yard completion. They've had one of everything out of the 3. 7-0 Crowley. Third down, 5 for the midfield stripe. Once again, the pro set. Rolling to his right, stopping and throwing, and incomplete. He had a wide open receiver. He just missed him because he was there, and it's out of the backfield, Aaron Pierce.
Pierce was wide open in the flat. He was up the field in a little square out pattern, I should say, and he was wide open, just a little too long for Pierce. Incomplete 4th down situation, and you said 3 things happened thus far: incomplete, interception, and completion. So that's probably why JT stays on the ground a little bit more. 3 things can happen, 2 of them are bad, Larry.
It is 4th down now, and now the punter has changed. We've got Scott Elder back there to punt. We expected him to be the starting punter, and the left-footed booter gets it away high. Beautiful spiral kick all the way down to the 9 and hit right away. The ball is dropped. The ball is loose at the 7 or 8 yard line, and a big scramble near the 7. I'm not so sure about this. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Wayne Wildridge was there. So is Jerome Bias and Marcus Wildridge. And that ball bounced around at the, well, I guess they marked it down near the 8 yard line.
The thing that I'm not too certain of, Larry, is it appeared that maybe they did not give him enough cushion to catch the ball. And of course, if that be the case, they'd have thrown a flag. But he did not have much time as soon as he brought it in. Even though he doesn't call for a fair catch, he does need ample room to make that catch, and he did not have much room at all.
No, he didn't. That ball was loose almost the time he touched it because the coverage man was on top of him. But it's first down at the 7 yard line. The sophomore, Nick Dugas, calling the signal. And nothing going here with number 22, Bill Phillips, from the 7 yard line. Phillips carrying for the 3rd time tonight.
And Goodwin and Valoria put the brakes on him, and a good look at Goodwin right there. And nice up front for the Patriots. Corcoran, Goodwin, Johnson, and LaBella. All been through the wars before, all seniors, and all those kind of, hard hat type of guys bring their pail and bucket to work and give you a good 8 hours every time.
Bill Phillips has carried 3 times for a +1 yard. That tells you what kind of job the defense is doing right now. 2nd down and 10. 10 minutes to play until halftime. Crowley leading at 7-0. They've had one good drive, and that's been good enough for the lead. Here's a handoff. The ball popped loose at the 9, or make it the 14-yard line, and it looks like it's been recovered.
LaBella looks like he's got it for the Patriots.
Joey LaBella, number 87, comes up with a big play.
And he was hit right here. Ball stripped away. Don't have a, in fact, that was Mike Kiefer stripped it away. Big play for the Patriots down deep in Gent territory. Deep in Gent territory. Joey LaBella peeling back for a pursuit opportunities. He was in the right place at the right time. Good strip here by Mike Kiefer. As you can see, Phillips comes zooming through the line.
Well, it's a turnover for the Patriots. Each team has had a turnover now, and first down, well, this one will be blown dead. 7-0 to score. It's 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line. There's been an interception, and there's been a fumble recovery in this ball game.
Dead ball, false start, offense. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
That's the 3rd penalty now, and 15 yards in total penalties against the Patriots.
Well, the Patriots are looking at a 50 front, a 52 look. The Gents usually go with a 43 defense. They allowing only 12 points a game to their opponents, so the Patriots are really running against a pretty stiff defense here from Crowley.
At the 20-yard line, there's Walters, the quarterback, barking the signals. And a handoff left side, getting through to the 15, down to the 13-yard line. A good hard run for Aaron Pierce. Looks like he picked up a 7-yard run on that one.
And Wells, just a handoff off of left guard. Good vision here. Tough man to bring down. Took a couple of Gents to bring him down, Bias and Richard. And Wells with
and it was Wells 22, or
yes.
make it, yeah, 22, not 32. And now it's Wells again, and he didn't get much. He fought hard to try to get down to the 10-yard line. May have gotten 3.
Pappy Morgan may have stood him up just now. Wells with 22 scores on the campaign. Tough runner between the tackles. He looks like he can bounce it outside with that 4.55 speed, but the Gents are tough running down in the red zone.
3rd down coming up from the 10-yard line. It's 3rd and 5. They can get the first down at the 5. They've got 10 to score. 8:41 to play in the first half. And here's a handoff to Wells to the 5 for the first down and more, and he got down close to the goal line at the 2.
Gaping hole opened on the left side behind Timmy Harris and Danny Gamel. And Harris, a mighty mite at 5'11", 200 pounds at left guard. I tell you, he's a bulldog. Every team needs a Timmy Harris on their team. Now, undersized guy, Lowry gives it, plays with his heart, and Danny Gamel, a 6'4", 280-pounder, who's being highly recruited by a number of schools locally and throughout the nation.
Inside the 3, but officially the 3-yard line, they say. And here's a handoff right side and maybe down to the 1. And that is Cochran, and Cochran will get maybe 2 yards.
James Martin and Jerry So kind of slammed the door shut on that hole on the right side, or the left side of the Crowley defense. Good look right there. And tell you what, Crowley's going to dig their heels down. This is going to be tough going for the Patriots down here near the goal line, about the 1-yard line with a 2nd down situation. And still no score for the Patriots, and we're halfway through, almost halfway through the 2nd quarter.
Martin, one of those captains, number 91. 2nd down and 1, handoff left side, trying to squirm his way in is Wells, and I don't think he didn't get to the goal line, but he got right to the edge of the marker. He didn't get in.
Lejeune and Milson put the brakes to Jonathan Wells, and now it's going to be a 3rd down situation, and I suspect they're probably going to go right side. You have Cunningham and Woodward on that side. Cunningham, boy, what a load, 400-pound bench press, and they feel he may be the strongest player to ever come through the program with Curtis Patriots.
285-pounder, and Woodward a 235-pounder. And here's, well, they went left side over the guard position and in for the score. The touchdown scored by number 22, Jonathan Wells.
That's touchdown, Larry, number 23 on the season. And Jonathan Wells with the extra point upcoming. The Patriots are looking to tie this game up. And this has been a whale of a game here with 7 minutes to go here in the first half.
6 carries, 19 yards for Wells, but more importantly, a 1-yard touchdown. And the PAT coming up in a 7-6 ball game. And the kicker will be Chris Cassian. The deep snap normally is Dean Cortez. And the hole will be by Walters. He gets a little bobble there, but got it down. The kick goes up, and it goes through, and it's 7-7. So a 1-yard touchdown run and point after good has tied the game at 7.
They ran into the kicker, Larry, so there may be a discussion which will be followed up on the kickoff.
A touchdown by Jonathan Wells.
Roughing the kicker. Penalty being forced on the kickoff.
So John Curtis comes right back after Crowley scores in the first quarter. The Patriots score here in the second quarter with 7:02 to play, and there's J.T. Curtis. You talk about Eddie Robinson being at one place a long time. He's been at John Curtis a long time himself. We'll take a timeout. Be back with the kickoff after this. 7-7. Crowley scored first. John Curtis has come back to tie with 7:02 to play in the first half.
And the roughing the kicker assessed against Crowley and afford the Patriots the opportunity. They'll kick from the Crowley 45-yard line, so you can expect them to put this out of the end zone, I would suspect.
Well, they might even try an onside kick. What do you think? Chris Cassian, the junior, will be kicking, 5'9", 150-pounder. But the defense is solid as the Patriots. I'd even try something like that here, because even if you give the ball up, you're only giving it up maybe at the 35 or 40-yard line.
Crowley has some weapons. I'd say you better be careful where you kick
well,
that ball.
That's true, too. Crowley has been able to score a lot of points. That's why they're 12-2.
33 points a game with a 53-point high against Leesville, who made a appearance here last year at the Superdome.
And they've beaten Salmon, which has won the state championship twice. There's the boot. High. They're going to try to make him run it out, and they will at the 2-yard line. Well, they're going to stop him at the 10, maybe the 11 as he fights forward. Walter Sampson on the return. And they've got him backed up at around the 12-yard line.
Sampson and Phillips, the two running backs for the Crowley Gents, combined for over 2,500 yards and 34 touchdowns on the season. Good look right there at Sampson. Big prospect, 6'4", 205. Style kind of reminds me of Calvin Hill, if you remember, back at the Dallas Cowboys. Big guy when he came out of Yale.
And his son's not a bad basketball player. I've heard of it. First down and 10 at the 12-yard line. Slot right formation. Faking a handoff. He's hit behind the line and it stumbles forward for maybe a yard, but that yard is still a loss. Good defensive surge from Preston Curtis.
And Preston has come on in the playoffs. He fits that position so well. Good quickness. Only a junior and not really a big guy. 6 foot, 210 pounds. But Preston really did a good job shooting the gap and coming through on the snap of the ball and corralling Dugas, who's not an easy guy to tackle.
It'll be a loss of 6 yards. And it brings up 2nd and 16 from the 6. Slot right formation. No, wide out right, wide out left. Play action fake. Toss over the middle. Complete. This is DiMaggio out to near the 20-yard line. Well, they get out of a little bit of a room with a 13-yard pickup on that one, and that's now 48 yards in passing and 5 for 5 for Nick Dugas, the sophomore, and the 3rd catch for DiMaggio.
DiMaggio with that little delay route. Dugas coming right back, and he's doing a crossing pattern right in the middle, right there in the underbelly of the Patriots. Good tackle there, open field tackle made. Looks like Valoria, but DiMaggio, boy, I tell you what, he's going to be an outstanding tight end on the next level. Very acrobatic, good basketball player for the Gent basketball team.
It's spelled like looks like it's Domingo, but it's DiMaggio. He's one of the team captains as well, as the quarterback Dugas will keep it on the right side here on the option and fights his way up maybe for the first down. Started it near the 20-yard line, had to get to the 22. And he got to the 23. Looks like a gain of at least 3.
Well, good job of improvising there. Patriots were blitzing on that play, and Dugas took it outside. Good range. He's got 24 touchdowns passing this year, 12 running. He's, you know, passing-wise, the thing about Dugas, Larry, is he was 10 for 12 against, 10 for 15 against Salmon, and he was really under a lot of pressure against the Spartans and did an outstanding job, came away with that win. So, what an athlete he is.
7-7 tie with 5 minutes to go in this first half of action. Low scoring for two high-powered offenses. The defenses have really played well in this game. Here's a little razzle-dazzle end around with Woolridge, and he is going to be trapped behind the line and fight his way back to the 20. But that in itself is a 3-yard loss. Could have been bigger.
Credit Preston Curtis with the initial contact, and Goodwin kind of bottled him up, and Preston Curtis with good pursuit made the tackle. So Goodwin and Preston Curtis, a senior and a junior, collaborate for the stop on Woolridge.
We mentioned there are 2 Woolridges. They are cousins, but oddly enough, Woolridge, this one, number 26, is also the brother of Walter Sampson, number 3.
I said that was Curtis. That was Joey LaBella, number 87, making that stop on Woolridge.
All right, the ball will be at the 20-yard line. A timeout has been called by Crowley. 7-7 the score, 4:26 to play in the first half. And we'll take the timeout and be right back after this. The Superdome. 7-7 tied. Does this surprise you a little bit that it's low scoring here in the first half?
Somewhat, but you got good 2 solid defenses, Larry. Crowley's only allowing 12 points per game. And, you know, Curtis' defense is solid year in and year out. So, no, it doesn't surprise me, I guess.
2nd and 13, play action and a rollout, being chased under pressure. Looks like it'll be a sack, and it is. A big sack as they came hard and got it with Scott Cochran, the outside linebacker, a 6'1", 210-pound senior.
And he's really a blue-collar, hard-hat worker. He's really solid. The 6'1" senior came from the outside from his defensive end position. You can see him right here coming outside, beating his blocker, putting pressure on Dugas. Flushed him out of the pocket, and he's quick enough to get his hands on the jersey of Dugas before he can take advantage of that 4.5 speed, and Cochran makes an outstanding defensive play for the Patriots.
It now is a 3rd and 20. All the way back at the 8-yard line. You don't want to make a mistake here, or you're really going to be charged with it. It'll be a costly error when you're this deep in your own territory, and they'll play it safe by handing off on the left side and trying to get some run through is the junior Walter Sampson. And he gets out maybe 2 yards.
He lost control of that ball, but fortunately the Gents came up with it. He was really slammed to the ground by Valoria, the inside linebacker for John Curtis.
At the 10, it's 4th down, a punting situation, which means they'll punt from their own end zone, and the Patriots should get very good field position out of this. Aaron Pierce will be deep. A good look at Scott Carboni, the punter. There's a snap back to the end zone and the boot. It's going to be left alone and out of bounds. It went out at the 40, and let's see, they'll line it up on the angle now, and you see it there as he lined it up at about the 37-yard line. So the Patriots now will have good field position with 2:49 to work, and they've got all 3 of their timeouts remaining.
Good matchups in the offensive and defensive fronts for Curtis and Crowley. Curtis is renowned for their offensive lineman, and Crowley is really throwing some outstanding athletes with some size. Martin, So, Lejeune, Wilson, Nilsson, really guys who are going to be playing at the next level. The only senior they're losing is So, but Martin is also a senior as well, so we'll talk about him later.
37-yard line, 1st and 10. Walters to throw, out of the backfield, completed to 30, 25, 20, and down inside the 20-yard line goes Jonathan Will. So that's a gain of at least 17. Where they mark it, it might even be 19, and it is at the 18-yard line, a 19-yard pickup. Walters has 2 completions, both for 19 yards. That gives him 2 for 38 out of 6 passes.
Good decision by Walters, finding the crease right here and hitting Jonathan Wells coming out of the backfield. Soft hands, making a great catch, turning it up the field, squaring his shoulders, and just firing up the sidelines for a good game.
Aaron Pierce tries to get some running room on the right side, but not much going there. He'll get it down to about the 15. That's a gain of about 3, a long 3.
Very athletic linebackers, Richard Broussard and Carboni for the Gents, and they're very, very active, very tough to run or pass against.
From the 15-yard line, it's 2nd down and 7 to go. Running left, but rolling is Walters, throwing with time in the middle, touchdown! He had a wide open receiver in Ezra Ostermeyer.
And the big senior, 6'3", 200 pounds with excellent hands, reaches high, pulls it in to the end zone, and the Patriots strike pay dirt once again with just 2 minutes and 1 second remaining before the halftime break. Take a 13-7 lead, and here's the replay. Kirk Walters just dropping back about a 5-step drop, plants, fires, finds Ostermeyer wide open right here in the end zone. Nearly overthrew him, but a great catch by Ostermeyer, and comes down in pay dirt. So the Patriots with the extra point coming, looking to increase their lead.
PAT by left-footed booter. Number 1, Chris Cassian. The boot is up, and it is good. It is 14-7 now. After a 7-0 lead by Crowley in the first quarter, 2 touchdowns now in the second period has given the Patriots the lead, and we'll be right back with more action.
But they have a lot of weapons on offense, and as long as they have Nick Dugas at quarterback, they're a potential weapon. They can score from anywhere on the field.
And we're getting ready for Chris Cassian's kickoff. Wayne Wildridge is out there, Marcus Wildridge is out there, and so is Walter Sampson. The return. This will be at the 15-yard line. Sampson to the 28-yard line. And with 1:54 and a couple of timeouts remaining, they've got some time to put some points on the board.
Sampson with good size, good speed. He's a big, tall guy. He fill out probably next year as a senior. He'll probably fill out to 215 or 220. We mentioned good basketball player. Got 75 carries, Larry, for 560 yards and 9 scores. Good look at the huddle right there as Nick Dugas, the sophomore, brings him up to the line of scrimmage.
Well, Southern Lab has won a championship. Evangel has won a championship. Haynesville has won a championship. This is the 4A title game now. 14-7 to score. Dropping to throw and looking and completing up to about the 33-yard line. Looks like Wildridge with the catch. So it's only a gain of maybe, well, depends where they mark it down. Looks like only about a 3-yard pickup on the pass reception.
As Dugas dropped back, stayed in the pocket and hit the Wildridge crossing over. The senior pulled it in for a short gain. It's going to be about 2nd and 6.
But Dugas is 6 for 6 now for 51 yards. Throwing and complete again to the 41-yard line, out to the 47-yard line, and out of bounds, stopping the clock, and that's Wildridge again.
Rolls to his left and hits Woolridge on a rope. And Wildridge knows what to do with it. He pulls it in for a first down, and the clock right now is ticking away. 1:21 to go.
I'm not even sure if that was about a 17-yard gain or what, but we'll call it a 17. And he is 7 for 7 now.
Nice grab. Nice gift of grab by Wildridge. And a lot of state schools along with Louisville.
Gift of grab, I like it. 1:21 to play. First half, 1st and 10, dropping to throw again. This time he's hit, and he'll be dropped back to the 44-yard line. Good surge again from Joey LaBella, number 87, and he had some help.
Chris Johnson and Charles Goodwin also converged on him along with Joey LaBella. He was the primary culprit on Nick Dugas, and now being called for a punting situation, or a timeout, I should say. I'm sorry, a timeout for the Gents.
The Gents will take their second timeout. They have 1 remaining. 1:11 to play. 14-7 to score, and the ball at the 44-yard line. Good look at the defense for the John Curtis Patriots as they're huddled around their head coach, J.T. Curtis. Tell you what, J.T. coaches baseball state championships, football state championships. He's just a good coach. We'll take a timeout. When we get back, it's 1:11 to go. Here we go with 2nd down and 13. The ball at the 44-yard line. Quick toss in the middle, and this is Sampson. He's got a lot of room and makes some nice moves. Gets a big first down to the 36-yard line.
Lewis shuffle pass into Sampson, and quickly, with just 1 minute with 62 ticks to go, the Crowley Gents need to move down quickly up the field.
And that's a 24-yard pickup. First down, and with a minute to go, rolling to his left. He hasn't thrown an incompletion yet, but he'll keep it this time. The sophomore Dugas is out of bounds at the 30-yard line. And that gain is about 7 yards for Dugas.
He ran out of real estate and stepped out of bounds, stopping the clock with 52 seconds. He was flushed out. Good defensive effort by Joey LaBella. And Joey LaBella has really done an outstanding job Runs that 4.7 40. Look, you see right here, fighting off a couple of blockers, just shoves the blocker back into the face of Dugas. Causes him to run, and Nick Dugas does what he does best, run with those feet, 4.5 speed, and knocked out of bounds by Big Valoria.
Crowley has 11 straight wins. They beat Salmon with 227 yards to just 54. They had 41 plays to just 14 against Salmon in a 32-22 win. So they're used to playing big games against good schools, and rolling to the right is Crowley throwing. This ball is knocked around, tipped around, and incomplete. And the first incompletion for Dugas in 9 tries. He was 8 for 8. Now he's 8 for 9.
A near interception. He's lucky to come away with that 45 seconds ago. Looking at a 3rd and 3 situation as Lewis Cook gives confidence to his young signal caller. Intended to Willridge and knocked away. Great defensive effort by Jeff Bourdillon.
At the 30-yard line, 45 seconds to play in the first half, and a 14-7 Curtis lead. They'll go with a no-back offense. 4 receivers now for the quarterback, Dugas, and he's in trouble. He's going to try to just keep it up the middle. He lost the ball for a moment, but I think he is down at the 29. That was a mix-up there of some sort. Dugas carried 1 yard there, maybe at the best. Down to 35 seconds. 1 timeout remaining as they take a timeout here now to stop the clock with 35. And we'll take the timeout and be right back with the final 35 seconds of this first half. Defenses, and really the defenses have been strong all year long, but the offense gets all the credit, I think, when they win, you know, 27-28 nothing and 63-12, and games like that. People overlooked the fact that they were holding their opponent down so much.
The old adage, you know, offense sells tickets and defense wins games, and that holds true right here with a couple of solid teams going at it. Their defenses both have played expertly here this afternoon.
It is 4th down and 3. Here's a pass, and it's complete to the 24-yard line. Going to Willridge again. And that's all he needed to get was about 5 yards, and he's going to get enough for the first down.
Good quick throw, quick drop, and quick throw to Willridge. And they're going to have to down this ball and stop the clock if they get maybe a few more yards right here.
27, 25, as you see 24, and they stop the clock there. Dugas was 9 of 10 in his first half before he stopped the clock with that one. 97 yards unofficially, close to 100 yards. These are unofficial, just rough stats that we keep up here, but I can tell you this. That's impressive that he didn't have an incompletion.
He's getting the heat, too. He really had getting a lot of pressure from the
8 straight before he got the incompletion. Now it is 1st and 10 at the 25, only 23 seconds left. No timeouts remaining. Wanting to throw under pressure, he's going to be sacked. Another big play by Joey LaBella. Oh, what a day this senior is having.
Joey LaBella coming from the outside beats the offensive tackle. He was joined in the backfield by Mike Meyer, and LaBella really an outstanding job. 4.7 speed coming on the corner.
They stop the clock again with a clock play, and they're able to do that because it was 2nd down. Now it'll be 3rd. 3 sacks already in this first half for the defense of the Curtis Patriots. And Joey LaBella has been in on all of them, 2 of them by himself.
LaBella is being looked at by a number of schools, a lot of states. You see right here, coming on the outside, beats the offensive tackle, number 78, Petrie. And great defensive effort. A lot of state schools, Northwest Louisiana, Northeast Louisiana Tech, Nichols, McNeese. Someone's going to get a fine prospect in Joey LaBella.
Well, we're down to 4 seconds, and now the defense will call a timeout, it appears. He didn't like what he saw, and they decided to better call the defensive unit to the sideline, and we'll take the timeout and be right back. They got to go deep for the touchdown.
Oh, absolutely. You're going to dial a long distance, so you can bet that Jason Howard and Brad Guthrie, among others, are going to be back. Jeff Bourdillon, Times, and Arline are going to be back deep for the Patriots, guarding against a long touchdown attempt, a long pass, because that's the only option. You have a lot of receivers in.
Is Dugas under pressure, and he won't be able to throw it. He just gets run out of bounds by Scott Cochran, who did a great job of pressuring him, and runs out the clock. 14-7 is our halftime score, in more of a defensive battle than we had anticipated, I think, in this one. Maybe the coaches expected it, but it is halftime. 14-7 the score.
The band would like to dedicate this song to the team, the coaches, and especially the head coach.
and gentlemen, let's welcome the Colonial Regiment from River Ridge, Louisiana. Under the direction of Hezekiah Brinson and drum major Richard Penny, dance line leader Amanda, regiment will now form the letters JC. Now the band will perform the selection 1941. And now they are joined by the dance team along with the flag team from John Curtis. Let's have a big hand for the dance line, the flag team, and the Colonial Regiment. The dance line under the direction of Amanda Etheridge. And now the cheerleaders from the Patriots will bring on the Stars and Stripes. America the Beautiful and the Colonial Regiment. And now the alma mater and the dance.
With Crowley scoring first, John Curtis scoring twice in the second period, and that's our halftime score, 14-7. Good ball game, defensive struggle.
Two evenly matched teams, and it looks like these teams deserve to be here. And I tell you, it'll be interesting to see how the second half unfolds, Larry.
Yeah, the halftime stats don't have a lot of numbers to show, which we will in just a moment. But really, the game in this point right now is in the trenches, from tackle to tackle on the line, defensively and offensively.
There's some serious battles, one-on-one confrontations going on, and Curtis has put on some heat on Dugas defensively. But I tell you what, the Crowley defense is equal to the challenge against the Patriot offense.
3 sacks against Dugas, the sophomore quarterback, yet he's got some numbers passing the football, and he was accurate, I think 8 for 8 at one point during the first half. They scored first, Crowley did. We'll take a look at the highlight of that first touchdown of the ball game in the first half. It's an 11-yard touchdown grab by Joe DiMaggio, and it capped off a 7-play, 56-yard drive and gave Crowley a 7-0 lead. Curtis came back with 2 touchdowns in the second period. That's where we are right now at 14-7. We can take a look at those first half stats as they're getting ready to start this third quarter, and the first half stats don't have a lot of numbers to reflect, and there they are. Passing, less than 100, just barely 52 for John Curtis. Look at the rushing yards.
Only 3 yards for Crowley, and a tough earned yards. I think the thing is here, Dugas is 9 out of 12 for 94 yards, and he should be a factor in the second half.
And that's John Curtis coming out now in their red jerseys. Crowley had come out a little earlier in their white. We're getting ready for the third quarter of action here in the Superdome. The Class 4A state championship. An undefeated Patriot team against a Crowley team that's knocked off the 2-time defending champion Salmon to get here. And they did that in fine fashion, defensively and offensively. Led at one point, I think 26-7 in that game against Salmon. And there's Chris Cassian. Cassian is a junior, 5'9", 150-pounder out there. And he'll put a hit on you if you get past the guys up front. And there is Marcus Wildridge, number 26, to return. He's a 6', 180-pound senior, playing both ways. Here we go to start the third quarter in a 14-7 John Curtis lead. The boot will be taken down at the 5-yard line, and that is Wilders. Going to weave his way on that sideline all the way up. Good return near the 34. Let's take a look at that Crowley offense once again, the interior line, and what an interior line it is. With Petrie, Amore, Broussard, Velat, Augustus. Dugas is the quarterback, just a sophomore. Phillips is their bread and butter guy, but they've got Broussard, and then, of course, Wildridge, number 2, and number 26, the flankers. And Joe DiMaggio. See how he spells it? DiMaggio had 3 catches in that first half. In fact, for 31 yards and a touchdown. Here we go on first down, and that's number 1, Dugas, the quarterback, rolling but having to eat it, and he's going to lose about 3.
And Preston Curtis, credit him with the, disrupting that play from the get-go from his nose tackle position. He forced Dugas probably into a decision he didn't want to make, and tackle made by Kiefer.
And the Curtis defense with Labella and Cochran on the outside. And the interior, it's Johnson, Curtis, and Goodwin. Valori and Kiefer, the inside linebackers in that 52 defense. The corners are Arline and Timms, and then you've got Guthrie and Howard as the safeties. Second down and 13 from the 31-yard line. Under pressure, makes a nice move to avoid a hit, and then runs it out to the 35, 38-yard line. Dugas made a real nice move.
Well, he eluded contained there and got outside. Shows you what kind of foot speed he has. He can dance to the outside, which he did. 4.5 speed. We talked about it earlier in the broadcast. He's the district hurdle champion as a freshman last year. Look, he gets outside right here. Labella, good fake right here. Caused a couple of the Patriots to collide. Tackle made there by Valoria. You don't elude him too often. With 3rd and 5 yards to go, and good first series here by the Crowley Gents.
Well, coming up now, 3rd down and 5 at the 38. Just underway in the 3rd period of play. 14-7 Patriots. Rolling to his right. Throwing on the run. It's almost picked off, or was it? I believe it was at the 50-yard line at midfield. A big play by the free safety and a captain, Jason Howard.
And Jason Howard, he is that center fielder, 4.5 speed, and he can play free safety or cornerback. He'll probably, I don't know, depends what program he goes to. LSU, Tulane, Memphis, Houston, Southern Mississippi, Texas A&M, Arizona. A lot of schools looking at him. Good range, 6'2". Right here, pulls it in, steps right in front of the receiver, intended receiver. Sampson brings it in. Think about Howard, Larry. He's a baseball pitcher, 88 miles per hour. So he's got a career. He wants to play both baseball and football in college, wherever he decides to go.
Kind of like Jamie Howard at LSU some years back. And here we go on first down, and a handoff straight ahead. Looking for room and pulling his way up the middle. Looks like Brad Corcoran. Taking a look at the Curtis offense in the interior. Jamel Cunningham, Holloway, Harris, and Woodard. There's some big guys in there. Walters, the quarterback. Corcoran, who just carried. And Wells in the backfield. The receivers, Ostermeyer, who has a touchdown. Curl and Pell.
We were talking about Jason Howard. To show you the kind of confidence he has under pressure. They let him win the semifinal game as a sophomore pitcher for the Curtis Patriots. It was one of the state championship they captured this year, in the previous year.
And that's a run by Wells, and he's going to get the first down, it looks like. And there's the defense with Martin, So, McZeal, Lejeune, and Wilson. 5-man front, 52, Corey Jones, A.J. Richard, the linebackers, Carboni, Wilridge, Morgan, and Wilridge. Those are cousins and not brothers of Wilridge. Down to the 35-yard line, first down.
Stout defense, 5-man front, employed by the Gents.
Slot right formation now, a little movement on that left tackle side, it looked like, and it'll be a penalty. In the first half, I didn't have Crowley with any penalties, and now that's the 4th penalty. It'll be for now a total of 20 yards against
dead ball.
Curtis.
False start, offense. 5-yard penalty.
Well, Crowley did have 1 penalty for 15. That was on that, on the kick, I believe, on the PAT. I forgot about that one.
Curtis has a couple of major college prospects up front, Larry. Tony Cunningham talked about him. He's a 400-pound bench guy, strongest, probably one of the strongest players ever to wear the Patriot colors. He has committed to Tulane, and Danny Gamel is looking at Tulane, Houston, Louisville, and Vanderbilt. He's also a guy, 4.0 GPA. He's a dominating player from his left tackle position.
There's a handoff. Looks like Aaron Pierce will carry it from the 40 down to the 35-yard line, and Aaron will pick up 5 yards.
He'll be a back of the future when Wells and Corcoran move on. Of course, Wells will be back for his senior year, and Pierce and Wells will team up next year as Corcoran moves on to the next level. And good look right there as Coach Coach Cook talks to his troops. Well, Lewis done a really great job with this Crowley team.
Well, they're dressed in white tonight. Forest green and old gold are their team colors. They've got the green numerals tonight. This is a 2nd down and 10 from the 35-yard line as Walters stumbled as he tried to hand the ball off and just held on to it. Lucky there wasn't a missed exchange there and a fumble.
It looked like a fake in the belly of Wells, and as he faked it to Wells, their feet got entangled, and he tried to, it was going to be an option play perhaps to Pierce or a keeper, and their feet just got tangled. He went down, so it's going to be a 3rd down situation facing the Pats.
At the 35-yard line, 3rd and 10. They're going to bring in Scott Brandt with a play from the sideline, it appears. JT showing some concern here in this offensive drive of the 3rd quarter. 7:20 and counting in the 3rd period, leading by a touchdown, 14-7. And whistles will blow here once again before the ball was snapped. They may have taken too much time. JT not happy at all about this.
Dead ball, delay of game, offense.
That's the 5th penalty now for a total of 25 yards. They've all been 5-yarders. They never come at good times, though, do they?
No, it is never a good time for a penalty, Larry, but the Patriots are uncharacteristically really hurting themselves with penalty. And Crowley has done an outstanding job, and as you said, has not been penalized yet. Good, solid football, both sides of the ball.
Except for the point after on the kickoff, it was penalized, and that was it. Here we go from the 40-yard line, wide open in the middle, and a throw, and it goes incomplete. Oh, they had a well-designed play with John Pell breaking free in the middle on 3rd and 15. It looked like this would be a 40-yard touchdown.
It looked like a post pattern, just a middle streak right here. And boy, I tell you what, Walters got buried by Carboni just as he released the ball, so he stayed strong in the pressure. Watch, Carboni's going to put his shoulder pad right into the chest, and Pell just over the outstretched hands. Not an easy catch to make, and Pell with an opportunity just couldn't pull it down.
Back in punt formation is Scott Elder, number 81. Standing at his own 45, gets the snap, the left-footed booter. Beautiful punt, sailing down and hitting it right around the goal line. The ball is knocked around. I think they're going to down it inside the 5 at the 3-yard line. A beautiful spiral and good coverage from the special teams. Knocks it down. Rocky Curl was down there, number 80.
Good special teams play by the Patriots, and get the ball deep in the shadow of the end zone of the Crowley Gents, and now they're going to start close to their own goal line. And yes, Elder with an outstanding punt. Good punters and place kickers for the Patriots have put the Gents in a tough situation. And Nick Dugas, though, he's dangerous from anywhere in the field, so this is no tough situation for him.
At the 3-yard line, 1st and 10 Crowley. The Gents backed up, need a 97-yard drive. Down by a touchdown. 6:56 to play, 3rd period. Handoff right side, trying to get some room and won't find any, is Walter Sampson, the junior running back. Actually a fullback who may have gotten it to the 5. We'll call it 2 yards. There is a flag, however.
It looks like it may be going against the Patriots, perhaps.
They've had 5 penalties for 25 yards already, and it could be unsportsmanlike.
That play may hurt a little bit.
Here's the call.
Dead ball foul, unsportsmanlike conduct, defense. 1st down.
A dead ball foul, so that came apparently after the 2-yard gain.
So the Patriots had them bottled up deep in their own territory and allow them to sneak out to the 20-yard line, give them a little more breathing room now, and give Dugas a little more room to work.
There's the head coach, Lewis Cook. his second stint as the head coach of Crowley. He left there and was an assistant at USL. His first year back, and then his state championship game. First down play and a run, and all the way out to the 33-yard line goes Bill Phillips. That's his best run of the day.
And the all-district basketball player from the Gents shows some great moves in the open field. He's a strong, quick runner, great vision, knows what to do when he gets to the outside, hits it up strong and bounces outside. Good for a first down. And they move the chains. Watch this, good blocking up front, especially on the right side. Great block, burying block by Augustus on the right side. Just pushed the entire line inside, allowed him to get it outside. So Grayson Augustus, the senior tackle, being looked at by Louisiana Tech and McNeese.
First and 10 from the 33-yard line, but no, this one won't say anything. They're just going to throw it incomplete here. Nick Dugas trying to get the pass completed on a quick out and didn't get it off accurately, and it's 5:57 to play. The clock stopping here in the third period. 14-7 Curtis. The ball out to the 33-yard line. There's a shot of the Crowley, I guess, cheerleading squad, and part of the band behind them. And here we go with a good 2nd and 10 from the 33, inside 6 minutes to play, third quarter. Little shuffle pass to Sampson to the 40, to the 45-yard line. That's a quick gain of 12 yards.
Great run, little shuttle run up front to Sampson. Kind of slows down that pursuit a little bit, slows down that initial surge. As you can see, Preston Curtis comes flying through there, and Sampson goes right past him. Tackle made by Lobella and Wells. Wells plays offense and defense, kind of a la Greg Dubrock, if you remember him, coming out of the Curtis program, going to LSU, and later on playing briefly with the New York Giants.
Dugas now with 106 yards passing, 10 of 15 in the ball game. 5:19 to play, 1st and 10. That's the 45-yard line. And this is a struggle in the middle. It's more like a scrum in a football game, rugby football game, not this American football stuff. And that gets it out to about the 47-yard line.
You don't wear pads in that game, Larry, and this is just a handoff to Sampson. Power football right up the front. And I tell you what, this immediate surge by the red jerseys, and you can see a nice tackle made by Chris Johnson, which stops his progress, but call it a 2-yard pickup, 2nd and 8.
And the ball at the 47-yard line. That's Woolridge in motion. A handoff to the deep back. Trying to get out to the 50, but didn't get there. Maybe the 49-yard line as they hand it to Bill Phillips once again, the 5'11", 195-pound senior. He's going to get, I guess, 3 yards they'll give him.
You know, Crowley doesn't have a lot of big guys up front. Augustus is the biggest at 260, fell out as 250. But Broussard, 190, Moray, 220, and Petrie is 240. You know, they are big guys, but they play so well together. It's like 5 fingers on a glove, and do a great job up front. 4 seniors, 1 sophomore.
Bella being the sophomore, the guard at number 79. 3:51 to play, 3rd down and 5, and this one's going to be blown dead before it got underway. There's the flag.
Dead ball, delay of game, offense, 5-yard penalty.
There's their first 5-yard penalty of the day, or of the night. 3:48 to play in this third quarter, 14-7 Curtis. 3rd down coming up. And it'll be 3rd and 10 from just inside the 45-yard line.
I was talking about Jason Howard before, number 17, who came up with that pick, Larry. And he has an 88-yard fastball as a pitcher, and that kind of compares kind of strongly to your athletic abilities.
I don't know about the 88. The age is closer to 88. Here we go with 3rd down and 10. Dropping back to the 40 and firing. It's in. Intercepted at the 45-yard line, the midfield of the 45 and down at the 43-yard line. A big pickoff by Chucky, and I believe he pronounces it Timms.
And his 3rd pickoff of the 1996 campaign, coming at a great time for the Patriots. great instincts. Only a junior at his right cornerback position. He picks it off and has the Patriots in a great field position at the 42-yard line of the Jets.
Well, it's the second interception in this half for the Pat defense. Let's see if they can turn it into some points at the 42-yard line. Hand off, right side, diving down to the 35-yard line, straight ahead. Nothing fancy there, just good hard-nosed football is Brad Corcoran, their bread and butter. Very much like Bill Phillips. You know who's going to get the football. They just try to pound it right at you.
Broussard making the stop on Corcoran, and Corcoran runs behind the root hogs on the right side, that being Woodward and Cunningham. And we mentioned Cunningham's strength. He's just overpowering at right guard, 6'3", 285.
Another handoff straight ahead, and the whistles finally blow. Jonathan Wells trying to carry this football.
Look at Wells. He'll be a blue chip prospect for 1997. Only a junior. He'll be returning. Both Corcoran and Wells have exceeded the 1,000-yard barrier rushing this season. Just inside handoff right there to Wells, and just a great surge by the Curtis Patriot offensive line. And you know, one guy who hasn't gotten credit yet is Lee Holloway, the center. He's anchors that line, checks off, makes all the line calls, does a great job as a senior.
There's another running play, and this is going to be Pierce. They just keep going to different guys. That's 3 different guys on 3 carries.
Pierce, the little water bug type. 5'9", 175. Just gives it to him straight handoff and squares those shoulders, and great leg drive brought down by Jerome Bias. But not until he stopped at the 25-yard line for good for a first down, and we're fast approaching the end of the third stanza. 2:15 to go, and the Pats up 14-7, Larry.
This Jet defense is a good mixture of seniors and sophomores. A couple juniors in there too. And here's a handoff straight ahead. Again, down to near the 20-yard line as they just keep it on the ground. This is Corcoran again. It's kind of like who's going to carry the football, and each guy's getting his chance. Maybe a 3-yard gain there.
Well, the center Holloway and the 2 guards, Harris and Cunningham, are blowing some big holes in that Jet defense up front, and they're really challenging the underbelly, the center right here. You see they're cross blocking right up front here, and that's good driving by Timmy Harris. You can see he's driving, his leg drive, 6'5", 11, 200 pounds. He gets the most out of athletic ability.
Len Weber came in with a play from the sideline. He's in the slot to the right, and here's a handoff straight ahead again. And this time it's Aaron Pierce. So Pierce takes that ball from the 22 down to the 20, which is a 2-yard pickup. I'm going to predict here that it's time for Jonathan Wells to carry the football.
Becoming predictable, but you can be predictable if you want to, but it's kind of tough to stop the results they're having with it. Good ankle tackle made right there before Pierce could get a full head of steam. 3rd down and 5 yards to go. Right on a minute here in the third quarter. The Pats are deep in Jet territory.
Here we go with 3rd and 5 from the 20. And the handoff went to Wells.
You had it. You called it right, Larry, but they snuffed that out and spelled Wells before he got going. So now it's going to be a 4th down situation if they go for a field goal. It looks like JT's going to go for the first down.
Yeah, Pierce is on the sideline with him talking it over as we take another look. Pierce is going to bring in a play from the sideline. That'll bring Brad Corcoran out of the lineup. Pierce is in there. It is going to be 4th down, 5 yards to go at the 20-yard line. Down to 15 seconds to play in this third period. There's been no scoring in this half. 14-7 Patriots. 4th down play, and that's going to be blown dead. May have taken too long to get the snap. It was going to be a play-action pass. And, oh, JT is upset. Didn't get the play off on 4th and 5. Now you're faced with 4th and 10.
Dead ball.
And they're going to bring in Chris Cassian, the kicker.
Offense. 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
And he may have the leg strength to convert from here, but it'd been interesting to see what would have happened there had it not taken too much time. And JT's not happy with the penalty yardage going against the Patriots.
Well, let's see. This would be about a 42-yard field goal for Chris Cassian. Final play of the third quarter. Snap is down, the kick is up. He's drilled it pretty long, and it's high, but he hooked it right. Oh, he had plenty of leg into that one. That could have gone another 10 yards.
fact, he went into the stands, Larry.
42-yard field goal missed wide right, but boy, did he drill it. He got all of it. He just got maybe too much of it and hooked it. So with 1 second left, I thought it would be the final play of the third quarter. They'll get one more play to go, and it'll be Crowley with the football. So the Crowley defense, once again, gets tough when they have to, and they stop the Patriot offense.
See what Nick Dugas can do now with 1 second going. He's got a whole fourth quarter, but trailing 14-7, they've kept him in check the last second quarter and all this third quarter thus far.
And the ball is placed at the 20-yard line. Dropping back to throw, he throws over the middle, and that is the big DiMaggio, and he gets it out to the 27-yard line, and that will be the final play of this quarter. And it's a gain of 7. In fact, it's going to be closer to 8. And that'll be his 11th completion in 17 tries. And for DiMaggio, that is his 4th catch for 42 yards. I'll make it, 39 yards. There's a timeout as we have reached the end of the third period of play. And we'll be back with the final quarter after this timeout. Fourth quarter coming up with 14-7 the score as John Curtis huddles around their coach, J.T. Curtis. Crowley with the football, or John Curtis leading it 14-7.
DiMaggio has made a couple of key catches here. He's going to make a great prospect, 6'5", 245, 4.7 speed, and he's got a host of colleges: LSU, Tennessee, Florida, Georgia, Georgia Tech, and Texas A&M are among many schools hoping to gain his services on the college level.
Here we go with 2nd down and 3, actually. They have 7 on the scoreboard, but it is 3, and there's a handoff right side, and it'll be a first down across the 35 up to the 37-yard line as they go to their running back, Bill Phillips, and that's predictable, but it's okay if you can get the job done, and they're getting the job done.
Once again, great blocking up front by Bellot and Augustus, and you can see it right here on the right side. Good blocking, a good lead block as well by Walter Sampson allows Phillips to get into the secondary for a nice gain of first down as we begin the fourth quarter.
37-yard line, 1st and 10, 11:40 and counting. Each team with 3 timeouts remaining. We're in the fourth quarter. One wide out to the right side, a wing back on the left side. Play action fake and a toss, airing it out, going deep to the sideline, incomplete. Tried to hit Wilridge down that way, but overthrew it, and Brad Guthrie, the strong safety, had it pretty well covered.
Down a long distance, just a little too long for Nick Dugas. Stops the clock with 11:22 to go. Good look right there at Dugas, and well, he's going to be an athlete for the next 2 years, and you'll hear his name before his playing days are over here with Crowley. Dropping straight back, airs it out. He's got the arm strength, accuracy of about up to 70 yards, and trying to hit the long range to Wilridge, just a little too tall, a little too long.
They use that multiple eye, 2-back, 1-back sets. This is the 2-back eye and the handoff. Phillips again gets a block, gets outside, 45, 47-yard line. And that's going to be close to a first down, maybe a yard short.
Well, Phillips, he empties his bucket every game he plays in. He don't leave anything. He don't bring anything home with him. Right here, Phillips shooting through a crease right here. Nice hole. And he outruns Valoria. Gets slammed into here by Times, who came up with an interception.
All right, the ball at the 46 brings up a 3rd down and 1 yard to go. Pretty big play time now for the Crowley offense. They got the split backfield. Handoff hit behind the line, but he got through it. Sampson breaks through and gets the first down at the 50. Gets a 4-yard pickup on what could have been a loss. Good surge from the defense, but solid effort from Sampson.
They converged on him. The Patriots had the play snuffed out, but they just couldn't make the tackle here. Couldn't wrap him up, and I'll tell you what, he eluded some tacklers and made the tackle made down by Charles Goodwin. And nice run by Walter Sampson.
Well, Crowley had a 42-yard, 7-play drive in the third quarter, but couldn't convert any points out of it. Now they've got it 1st and 10 at the midfield stripe, 10 minutes to play. And hit from behind. He had nowhere to go. He was wrapped up in a hurry. Joey LaBella, who's playing a great game in his senior year, in his final game as a John Curtis Patriot performer, and what a play he made there, stopping it now for a 4-yard loss.
And also credit, once again, Preston Curtis shooting the gap, disrupting everything, and allowing Joey DeBello to come back and collapse on Dugas. Look, Curtis comes right through here, grabs Sampson, makes Dugas, just disrupts everything, and allows LaBella and company to slam, because Laurie was in on the tackle, and slam Dugas to the dirt.
2nd down and 14 to go from the 46-yard line. Shuffle pass again, this time to Sampson. I guess you count that as a pass, and he got it down into Patriot territory to the 42-yard line. They're actually going to mark it back at the 44.
Patriots come with a lot of weapons. You know, Crowley, I can expect them to go back to DiMaggio. His size really makes him a big factor, and he doesn't match up very well against some of these smaller defensive backs. And he can run so well, Larry. 4.7 speed for a man 6'5", 245.
Well, it's 3rd down and a long 4 yards to go. They got to get it inside the 40-yard line. Quick pitch, stumbling and falling. He had a chance to make it, Rene, but he couldn't keep his footing. And that was Bill Phillips. Phillips got maybe 2 yards on the carry, but he could have gotten a lot more if he hadn't stumbled and fallen. He wasn't really hit.
One of those turf snakes must have jumped up and grabbed him. And now the Gents are looking at a 4th down situation, a punting situation. And yes, it'd have been a different call had Phillips just kept his balance and made the 1st down.
Actually, they give him only 1 yard on the carry, but he had a chance to make a lot more. They will be kicking. Back in punt formation is Scott Carboni, but a timeout has been called. They may be looking at a possible change of heart here. Actually, Curtis called the timeout. Maybe they're afraid of a fake. We'll be back in just a moment. And there's a group of fans.
That's not the Twin Safeties.
That's not them. It'll be Pearson Wells deep. Carboni to punt. Carboni standing back at his own 43. High kick. Won't have much distance, but a lot of hang time. It'll bounce to the 18 and kick backwards. They'll down it at about the 27-yard line. 26, I think, is where they'll officially mark it down. Well, looks like the 27 from that spot right there. So the Patriots will go back to work with 8:04 to play in a 14-7 struggle. I'll tell you, John Curtis coach J.T. Curtis said it would be a war. We've got some comments from him a little later that we could hear, and it has been everything he had thought it would be. There's a good shot at Kirk Walters.
You know, Kirk's getting some feelers as well from a lot of schools. Northeast, Nichols, Tulane, Tulsa, and Memphis are looking for the 6-4 product with a 3.8 grade point average and a 27 on the ACT.
Well, from the 27-yard line, they'll just go straight ahead with Jonathan Wells running the football.
So many multi-sport athletes for these Curtis Patriots. Kirk Walters is another one. He plays baseball, infield, first base, shortstop, third base. So, you know, that says something when you have so many athletes that excel in more than one sport. Kurt Walters checking off right here, giving the ball to Wells, it looks like. And he's just dragging tacklers, would-be tacklers with him before stop is made by James Martin.
2nd down and 5 and a handoff, and he breaks some tackles and breaks loose, and he's off and running. This is Brad Corcoran, who could and will take it all the way, 68 yards to break it. Oh, baby, what a run. It appeared he could have been stopped at the line of scrimmage, Rene, but somehow broke through and then went all the way.
Great determination and leg strength by Brad Corcoran, and shows for a big guy, 6'1", 220. He's got 4.6 speed and broke away for a touchdown, number 12 on the campaign. Look, just determination here. They had him bottled up, broke a tackle right here, and gets in the open field, and you're not going to catch him. Good block right there by Rocky Curl to enable him to get to the outside and evade any tacklers. But he's motoring and he's running downhill once he gets past that line of scrimmage.
Now they'll try the point after. 7:15 to play, and Curtis now leads it 20-7. As Corcoran got the big run, and there's the kick, and it is up, and it is good. Crowley led 7-0. But John Curtis has come back with 3 unanswered touchdowns to take a 21-7 lead, and we'll be back in a moment. There it is, 21-7 the score as you take a look at what looked like it was going to be a stopped run that turned into a 68-yard touchdown. This is the kickoff by Cassian, taken by one of the up backs and smothered under with penalty flags thrown all over the place at around the 18-yard line. Wayne Wildridge trying to return that kick. And he was smothered under. You know that in 1991, John Curtis moved from 3A to 4A. They have not lost a regular season game since then. They won the state in 93. They did lose in the playoffs to Broadmoor, Opelousas, twice to Salmon since 1991, those playoff losses, but they have not lost a regular season game. But he knew, John Curtis, coach J.T. Curtis, that this would be a war, and we'll hear about that when we return. Right now, a timeout. We'll be right back. All right, there was a penalty against the Patriots. Apparently, they're going to move this ball back. In fact, they may even re-kick this thing. The way they're running back to the sideline. While we have this moment, I think we've got a chance to listen to J.T. Curtis talk about the war he expected against Crowley in this state championship final.
We knew coming into it, ending with the game at Walker, because they were an excellent football team, and we knew that we were going to have about 6 tough weeks right in a row. And I think we hit the peak a little bit at Walker and have continued to climb. Hopefully, the fight to get here hasn't taken too much out of us. I don't think it will. I think they'll get themselves ready to play one more time, but it's been a war to get in this position.
And the war may have just been broken with a 68-yard touchdown run.
Well, when you got Dugas and DiMaggio and company and Phillips and Sampson, I still think he has more bullets in his gun. Wilridge, the Wilridge guys, Wayne and Marcus, I think he's still got some opportunities. So I wouldn't say this game is the door is closed on the Gents by any stretch of the imagination.
Now this kick will bounce back to the 7-yard line. Again, picked up by Wilridge. This one returned out to maybe the 15-yard line. And that was Wayne Wilridge, the 5'11", 165-pound senior, who's the cousin of Marcus Wilridge.
He got some good skill position players for Crowley, and a lot of them are coming back. You know, Dugas will be back. Walter Sampson will be back.
Yeah, they're the District 4 champion, and they're still loaded.
Yeah, so, I mean, you'll lose some seniors, but Bellot returns at right guard, and you'll lose some offensive linemen. But once again, we got some talent coming up through that program.
At the 15-yard line. Play action fake. Throwing the ball is batted into the air and incomplete. Scott Cochran, the outside linebacker, got his hands on it up high, leaping and knocking it away.
Boy, Cochran and LaBella have come out of the corners and really been a headache for quarterback Dugas. You see a good look in the mayor shaking his head saying, I never knew it would be like this. Dugas just dropping back, hoping to hit Sampson right out here in a short pattern, and he was wide open, and Cochran swatted it away with a big paw, and now they're facing a 2nd and 10.
LaBella was shaken up on that kickoff and went out. You've got Mike Meyer in there, as junior at 6 foot, 205-pound, number 56, who has been putting some pressure on earlier in the game, too, when he did get in there. So this isn't his first experience at the game today. He's been in there for a while, on and off. There's a pass going incomplete. That's 2 in a row for Dugas, who had hit 8 in a row in the first half. And now, unofficially, I've got him down for 12 of 21.
And right back, you see Dugas, and I tell you what, Petrie on the left tackle is really taking a lot of pressure from the defensive ends. They plug in Meyer, and they had LaBella there for a while, so he's really taking a lot of heat trying to protect the line side of Dugas.
Saw Jeff Bordelon in there too as a defensive back, number 19. I haven't mentioned him, but he's been in there. A lot of players getting some action for Curtis today. Rolling to his right now on a 3rd and 10, throwing and got the complete out to the 30, 35, and down the sideline. Not wanting to go out of bounds or even stop was Marcus Wilridge until he was finally knocked out of bounds.
And Wilridge turns it up the field after the catch, and Dugas put it right where it needed to be laid, right in the, watch this, nice touch of this pass right here over the outstretched hands of LaBella, who's returned. Right here over the outstretched hands of one defender. He breaks the tackle or two, and Wilridge scoots up the field. And Wilridge has some players at some schools looking at him, some state schools, USL and company, along with Louisville, and the senior with 4.55 speed is going to make someone an outstanding receiver at the next level.
6 catches, 65 yards. Dugas now 13 passing completions with 147 yards, and throwing now incomplete, trying to go to the screen and trying to hit Bill Phillips.
Guy Corcoran is the one who perhaps made him throw the ball a little sooner than he wanted to. He was coming with pressure on the outside from his outside defensive end linebacker. Watch number 41. You can see him entering your screen well right there. He puts the pressure in. forced him to throw it. Valoria had it smelled out pretty good. Just incomplete pass now, a 2nd and 10 for the Gents.
Dwayne Schexnayder is in there as a offensive lineman for the Gents. We haven't mentioned him, wanted to, because he has been in there playing. Trying to get all the names of the players who are participating tonight in this game. And there's a catch by Wildridge as he came back for the ball and turns it back upfield. Pretty neatly moved. He caught the ball where it would have been a first down, but was running toward the quarterback where he went behind the line and reversed himself back up and got more yardage out of it.
That's good football savvy, adjusting his route, coming back towards the quarterback, coming back on a comeback route right here. Right in the middle of 4 or 5 red jerseys, outraces Valoria up the sidelines, bumped out of bounds. That was our line, but not before he got a first down. So it's a first down situation, 6:29 to go. The Gents are down by 14 as the clock is working against them right now.
But they are moving the football. And here's a play action rollout, throwing a bullet and a completion to the 42-yard line. Good open field tackle there. The tackle made by Brad Guthrie, but the catch made by Sampson.
Sampson shows that he can do more than just run with the ball. There's a little route here where Dugas hits him right with the hands. Good tackle made. He was powdered as he caught the ball, held on to it. Showed some good stamina. Dugas just on the roll, and mobility is such a great ally of his.
Dugas 15 of 24, 167. Sampson now 4 catches for 51. Wide out to left and right. Second down and 5 rather from the 41. Straight drop back on a play action, throwing over the middle and incomplete. Pretty well covered deep, trying to go over there, trying to get something big to happen. And Irvin George, I believe, was the intended receiver on that particular play.
George just ran a fly pattern, hoping he would get maybe an interference call since the pass was overthrown. Didn't get the flag, so it's an incomplete pass, 3rd and 5, and Dugas just a little too strong on his toss right here. A little too tall.
3rd down and 5 from the 42-yard line. Making a defensive change quickly. They get the player in, and now 3rd down, 5 from the 41 with 5:41 to play. Rolling to his left and looking, throwing on the run, has a man open but missed him, threw it out of bounds to Marcus Wildridge. Looked like he had him open over there, Renee. Just rolling to his left was a tough throw to make.
Great athleticism, tried to make a one-handed stab, just couldn't come down with it. Remember, you have to just get 1 foot in bounds in high school, and Wildridge just couldn't find a balance, couldn't find a handle on the ball. Good blocking up front. Look, DiMaggio, good blocking on the left side. Good, difficult pass right here. Good pass for a sophomore, just a little too long. 4th down, and the Gents need to capitalize.
And Crowley will call a timeout with 4th and 5. I was at training camp for the Saints one year when Archie Manning had Peyton up there, and Peyton Manning was working on that very play. It's a tough play to make. Of course, he was only 15 at the time and was throwing it pretty well then. We'll take a timeout. Be right back. Silver dollars when they shake them. So they're going to donate the money, I guess, that they have in there for college education. I'll tell you what, one thing that makes a lot of noise, and they really do show their spirit by shaking those out. There's number 87, Joey Labella, who had been shaken up on the kickoff. Looks like he's running and doing well on the sideline. What a game he has had today. And in his stead, Mike Meyer has been doing a lot of pressure for 56. 4th down and 5. 41-yard line. Here we go with Crowley offense. Dropping to throw, Dugas. Looking left, throwing, has a man leaping incomplete. Try to go to Wildridge one more time. The defense is held, and now the Patriots will take over with 5.5 minutes to play.
And Wildridge just couldn't come down with that one. He got his hands on it. He's quite a receiver, but just couldn't come down with this reception. And Dugas, pretty good accuracy right here and good form. Let it go, released it. Wildridge just couldn't come down with it. But I want to tell you, a nice throw made by Dugas.
Now the offense will take over for the Patriots at their own 41-yard line in this Quad A 4A state championship game in the Superdome. What a great memory it is to have played a game in the Superdome. Years from now, they'll look back at these tapes. In fact, many years from now, they might even show their children these tapes. Here's a handoff inside, but taking it outside is Jonathan Wells. From the 41 to the sideline to the 30. To the sideline to the 15 to the 10.
And a penalty flag goes down as he has rolled around the 5-yard line. I'll tell you what a run by number 22, Jonathan Wells, a junior, and give a lot of credit to that offensive line and then his ability to take it outside.
Yeah, he bounced it outside, shows he's got 4.55 speed. He's not just a power runner between the tackles, bounces it outside. You can see right here, good vision, takes it outside, switches to his right hand, which is the right thing to do. You can use that left hand inside the stiff arm. Boy, he's got a good stride right here and good blocking. Great block right there. That's an outstanding block on the corner. That's Ostermeyer, and another block by Rocky
Illegal
Curl.
block in the back.
And Rocky Curl
On
may have committed.
red. That's a spot. 10-yard penalty. Still first down.
Rocky just trying to get down and lead his runner. Just committed a block in the back, and it will come back a little bit, but a great block there by Ostermeyer. And you see Rocky just getting in front of his runner, Jonathan Wells.
A 49-yard run, but it'll be brought back to the 25-yard line, it appears. He was up to 80 yards on that carry with the penalty now. Let's see where it's. They're going to step it off to the 20-yard line is where it'll be placed and move it back 10 yards from where he ran it. Another 10-yard penalty, and I've got that as 8 penalties. I may be off a bit with 55 yards in penalties against the Patriots. But you know, knowing JT, he'll use that as a building block. He'll say, yeah, we may have gotten a lead at 21-7, but look at these penalties. That's something we work on in 1997. You know, you're always working on something. He even said that this team dedicated itself one day after losing to Salmon last year.
That's exactly right.
They get back to the state championship game. So you never stop trying to improve. You never stop trying to get to the championship game. And that's what Crowley has done by beating Salmon. That's what the Patriots have done by going undefeated. Spinning, running down the 11-yard line. Good hard run there by Brad Cochran.
And Cochran really showing a head for the end zone, just bouncing around, rolling, just refusing to go down. Very determined run. Shows why Wells and Cochran have both rushed for over 1,000 yards apiece on the season. And in fact, I think Cochran has 1,062 yards and Wells with 1,051. But Wells has 23 touchdowns on the season and Fred with 12 touchdowns.
And Cochran now over 100 yards in rushing in this game. Split backfield. Not much there this time. That Crowley defense showing why they have been so strong this year. In fact, I see the kicker out there for him, number 9, Scott Carboni.
They slammed the door. James Martin and Lejeune have done a great job up front on that defense for the Gents. And Lejeune will be back for his junior year, and Wilson, Sean Milson will be back, number 4. The right defensive end will be back as well. So they got 2 of the starting 4 coming back. Sean Milson.
Carboni is a starting cornerback, but what I'm saying is at 5'11", 200, that's a big corner, and he was up there on that line quickly to help stuff the play with his teammates. It is now 3rd down and a yard to go. And again, they try to go inside. Got to get to the 10-yard line. May have gotten it. It's going to be real close. Well, that defense has really gotten tough. It's short of the 10, and it is going to be 4th down and inches.
They just call on the Root Hogs up front and just say we need a great surge on this next play, and either Cochran or Wells will get the call, and we'll see if Crowley Gent defensive line is equal to the challenge.
John Pell, a wide receiver, is checked out, so it looks like they may go with 2 tight ends, and they are going with 2. 4th down at the 10-yard line. Handoff straight ahead, and that's plenty of running room there. Good blocking up there this time. They get it all the way down to inside the 5-yard line. Wells just took that one straight ahead.
That's great blocking on that side by Holloway, Harris, and Gamel. On the left side of the Patriot offensive front, good blocking, good surge, and Wells just knows what to do with the ball once he gets in the open, and just determined run, good leg drive.
He's approaching 100 yards in this game himself, and the clock is continuing to march down at 2:30 and counting. 1st and goal at the 5-yard line for the Patriots, leading 21-7. Straight ahead, nothing fancy. Right side this time for Brad Corcoran, who gets it down to about the maybe 2-yard line. The senior, 6'1", 220-pounder.
Corcoran trying to get touchdown number 13 on the season, and boy, I tell you, his body's taking a beating. A lot of these players on both sides will be in that whirlpool tomorrow, you can bet.
Well, Gamel and Cunningham, Holloway, Harris, Woodard,
Of course, Cunningham and Jamel are captains on that offensive line. They have had a fine ball game here today.
Under 2 minutes to go, Larry, and the Patriots are maybe going to look to salt this away with one more score, because it's going to be tough for the Jets to come back with about a minute or so to go in this game.
And there it is, the touchdown in the middle as they just take it straight ahead. Let's see who's going to try to, I thought they might spike the ball. Kirk Walters, the senior, and a captain as well, number 3. And that's going to ice it here with 1:40 to go.
Kirk Walters just stretching his 6'4" frame straight ahead, pulling his way, following his offensive surge, and gets into the end zone. With the extra point upcoming, the Patriots have taken a commanding 27-7 lead with 1 minute and 40 seconds to go, Larry.
Neither team scored in the third quarter. Curtis has put together 14 points in the second period, and this extra point is good. 14 points here in the fourth quarter to lead it now 28-7 after falling behind 7-0. Walters scores the touchdown, and that's our score with 1:40 to play. Well, it has been an exciting night of football in the Superdome. 28-7. Crowley has won 11 straight games to get here. This is going to be a big win for the Patriots. Another state title, it looks like. 13 for J.T. Curtis and his Patriots over the years. The all-time winning coach would make 313 with a victory here today. But I'll tell you what, Crowley has got to be complimented the way they played, getting to the state championship, winning 11 straight.
You don't get here by mistake, Larry. I tell you what, if you're lucky enough to get past the first round or second round of the playoffs, and that's not an easy task, you don't get here by mistake. You got 5 victories, and the Crowley Jets certainly deserve to be here and probably be here in the very near future.
Wilridge from the 1 all the way out to about the 21 or 22 yard line on the return. 1:33 to play as this one's counting down. As we mentioned, Crowley got here by beating a 2-time state champion in Salmon. In fact, Salmon has only lost twice in 47 games under Coach Bill Stubbs, so they broke a pretty good string there. Salmon going 11-2 on the year, and one of those losses, of course, in the playoffs against this Crowley team. So they've had some big wins against some tough opponents. It might have fallen a little short here today, but they have had an excellent season and one that they'll remember the rest of their lives. Dropping to throw now, faking, and then getting hit. He just didn't have time to pump, fake, and throw. That's the 4th sack of the day. And this sack with a man up front on a big play, and it is number 72. That's Charles Goodwin, the 6'1", 250-pound senior.
And he's being looked at by a lot of state schools. He's 6'1", 250, to make a good nose tackle, very physical, 325-pound bench press, and Goodwin just beats his man, splits the blocking, splits the blockers, and comes up. Nice completion right here. Boy, he was hammered to the ground by Arline.
And that catch made by Irvin George. He gets it out from the 14. And with the no-huddle offense, they're hustling it up to the 25, so that's a gain of 11 yards. They're going to stop the clock here. And
penalty stops the action. Question on the play.
And we'll get the call, and there's the coach, Lewis Cook.
Encroachment, offense, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
I don't know how you have encroachment offense. Encroachment would be a defensive term from the defense crossing the line, but evidently somebody moved early and came across that neutral zone, and that'd be a false start in the pros. I guess you would call it encroachment here. I'm not sure.
Perhaps. It's not us. It's not for us to question these officials.
That's right. You're right. 33 seconds and counting. 28-7. That coach right there wants his team to come over to the sideline, I believe. Well, what he wants is a receiver to flank her out maybe more. There you see it from the end zone. What it looks like is they roll to the right. He's going to keep and run. Dugas will be wrapped up, and that might wrap up the season right there. Oh, did I see a flag go flying in there? Yes, I did. Well, I believe that you can give this game to the defense, to solid performances in the line, and certainly a couple of big plays. Neither coach wanted to give up the big play.
Personal foul, defense. Personal.
But you had some big plays. Bill Corcoran had a 68-yard run in this one. That was one big play, but the That may have been just the one that broke their backs when they were able to get that touchdown and take off down that sideline.
Very, very impressed with the tenacity of this Crowley offense and defense, and Nick Dugas, you'll hear from him again. Great catch right here, Larry.
Yes, indeed. The clock has run out. There it is, and there goes J.T. Curtis being congratulated. 13 state titles now, 313 wins as a head coach in high school football in the state of Louisiana. You're seeing a legend, not in the making, a legend living right now and continuing to build on that legend.
Well, I would not want to be at the bottom of that pile, Larry.
2 touchdowns in the second period, 2 touchdowns in the fourth. After falling behind in the first quarter, 7-0, they went on to score 28 unanswered points to win this one 28-7. Big win for Curtis, the state championship. And a nice win for J.T. Curtis. You know, they dedicated this season and this game to Benji Kempton, number 96, whose father was killed in an industrial accident. And it's a fitting way and a tribute to this team that they would dedicate the season and this championship game that way. I didn't want to say anything about it earlier because I felt if they lost, it would be maybe a sad remembrance, and this is going to be a happy remembrance of that challenge that they put before their team and went out and accomplished that goal.
You got 2 champions down there, Larry, Curtis and Crowley, and 2 teams that certainly need to be here.
2 champions, no doubt about that. You know, it's always said, even at Super Bowls or national college championships like the Sugar Bowl this year, that a team has to lose, and really they're not losers. They had to be winners to get here, and Crowley did that. 11 straight victories to get to the state title game, and they went up against a team that was undefeated and remained that way.
Well, you know, even if you want to say Crowley came out second in the state, it's better than being 3rd or 4th, and it's better to be here than not be here at all, Larry.
No doubt about that, and they got here by winning to get here, and they are winners. Once again, the final score is 28-7. We'll be going down to the field for the presentation of the Quad A state championship trophies and, of course, the honors of the MVPs of this game. But John Curtis wins it by scoring 28 unanswered points after falling behind 7-0. Let's go down to the field for the presentation of the state championship trophy.
The Louisiana High School Athletic Association would like to thank State Farm Insurance and its Louisiana agents for their sponsorship of all LHSAA state championship trophies, runner-up trophies, and individual player awards. Representing State Farm at midfield, State Farm agent Shelby Como of Crowley, State Farm agent Ken Goss of Rain, State Farm agent Mike Williams of LaPlace, State Farm agent Terry Alario of West Wego. Also at midfield, State Farm agent Roland Rojas of Crowley. Also Kenny Alfred, principal, Morgan City High School, LHSAA Executive Committee. Johnny Hines, principal, West Washita High School, 4A representative, LHSAA Executive Committee, and Mr. Charles Jenkins, National Sales Manager, the Gatorade Company. The first award, the 1996 Class 4A State Farm Runner-Up Team Trophy and Individual Awards, presented by State Farm agent Shelby Como of Crowley and Mr. Roland Rojas of Crowley, goes to Crowley High School, head coach Louis Cook, principal Eric Stukes. The next award, the State Farm Outstanding Player for Crowley High School, as selected by the working media, is presented by State Farm agent King Goss of Rain to number 26, Marcus Wilridge. The next award is the Biden Souvenir Official Game Ball, being presented by Mr. Charles Jenkins, National Sales Manager for Gatorade, to John Curtis, High School Head Coach J.T. Curtis. The next award is State Farm Outstanding Player Award for John Curtis High School, as selected by the working media, presented by State Farm agent Mike Williams of Laplace, to number 20, Brad Corcoran. The final award, presented by State Farm agent Terry Alario of West Wego, along with Mr. Kenny Alfred, Principal Morgan City High School, and Mr. Johnny Hines, Principal West Washita High School, goes to the 1996 Class 4A State Champions, John Curtis High School. Head Coach J.T. Curtis, Principal Larry Manguno. Once again, the LHSA thanks State Farm Insurance and its Louisiana agents for their continued support of high school athletics in Louisiana. Also thanks to Biden for providing the official game ball of the LHSA, and to Gatorade, the LHSA official thirst quencher and title sponsor of the 1996 Gatorade Superdome Classic.
Once again, the final score, John Curtis winning over Crowley 28-7 to win the 4A state championship. Larry Matson along with Renee Nato. An outstanding game. Brad Corcoran gets the MVP award, a 68-yard run and over 100 yards rushing.
Yeah, you could have gave that award to any number of players here. And a total team effort, offensively, defensively, special teams. Curtis Patriots deserve to be number 1 in 4A.
And J.T. Curtis, his team goes undefeated, 313 wins as a head coach, his 13th title as a head coach with the Patriots. His father was down there, the principal of the school, and it was a kind of a fitting tribute to the whole family when they win a state championship.
He's got some nephews, he's had some sons play for him. It's a family affair at Curtis.
No doubt about it, and Crowley should be commended. 11 straight wins to get here. They scored first and led 7-0, but the Patriots went on to win it 28-7 to remain undefeated and to capture the championship. Our congratulations to the Quad A